Erroneous, what's up guys, your boy McKinley Crain here, and today I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free movie review of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, let's get into it. So, I went and saw this movie this morning with two of my younger brothers. They went and saw it with me. I actually still have the ticket. Right here. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. It's directed, this time around it was directed by Sam Raimi. And you can definitely tell that this is a Sam Raimi movie. You know, there are like horror elements and horror aspects and horror themes in this movie. There are a few jump scares, you know, scary moments. I mean, none of it freaked me out. A couple of the jump scares, like, really did catch me by surprise, though, and I was like, wow, they're really good with this. But, you know, that doesn't mean it's bad because because it didn't scare me. I typically don't get scared by movies. I just don't. It's just something with me, I don't know. Anyway, it was great. It was fantastic. This movie is also kind of like not only a sequel to the first Doctor Strange movie, but it's also kind of like a sequel to Spider-Man No Way Home and WandaVision in some ways. Not going to get too much into that because this is a spoiler-free review. But, yeah, it most definitely kind of is a sequel to those two movies. Those two things. One movie and one miniseries. Anyway, I like this movie a little bit better than I liked the first movie. However, there are some things about the first movie that I like better than this film. It's just that overall, this film was better. For example, the visual effects in the first Doctor Strange were better than the visual effects were in this movie. Although the visual effects were pretty great, they just weren't as great and as dazzling as the visual effects in the original Doctor Strange. This movie actually pushes the PG-13 rating, like, a lot. It kind of pushes the boundaries of what can be shown in a PG-13 movie. I'm not saying, oh, this film should have been rated R. The MPAA got this wrong. This film should have been rated R. It's got the wrong rating. I acknowledge that, yes, it does fit the PG-13 rating, but barely. It barely, you know, I think it barely didn't get an R rating. Because there's like, what I'm saying is, it really pushes the boundaries of the PG-13 rating. I know I already said that, but, you know, I just feel like I have to say it again. Because, in the movie, there's some, you know, it's got pretty much almost all Marvel movies have some sort of violence in them, but, this is, one of the most violent MCU movies I've ever seen. The MCU movies haven't been this violent since Captain America: The Winter Soldier. And this movie, although it doesn't have as much violence as Captain America: The Winter Soldier, technically, a lot of the violence that it does have is pretty gruesome and grotesque and gory. Not like downright, not like as gory as it could get, but it is pretty gory. And this is a Sam Raimi movie, so what do you expect? And I kind of like how they were like, brutal with some of the scenes and didn't you know, sugarcoat some of the scenes, which I can't really describe because spoilers, but in a spoiler-free review. But I like how they didn't, you know, tone down some of the scenes in the movie where the violence is grotesque. Anyway, and a whole bunch of other people seem to think that that this movie pushes the boundaries of the MPAA too, such as a writer for the website Variety. And a funny thing, when I was actually watching the movie, my brother Sutton, who was sitting right next to me, like leaned over and whispered, "This movie's really pushing the boundaries of what could be in a PG-13 movie." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." I was thinking the same thing. And it does, but moving on. The basic premise of this story is that after the events of No Way Home, you know, Stephen Strange has kind of messed up the multiverse a little bit, and he finds this girl named America, who's supposedly from another universe, who has the power to actually hop from universe to universe, and there are all these monsters and beings who are like chasing after her, and she's apparently been. She apparently needs Doctor Strange's help to, you know, protect herself and preserve her power and save the multiverse. So basically the three main characters of this movie are Doctor Strange, America, and Wong. And Wanda's in this movie too. She actually plays a big part in this movie, which I can't really get into because spoilers in this spoiler-free review. But you know, I will say the events of WandaVision like directly affect this film. Regarding Wanda, and Elizabeth Olsen gives a terrific performance playing Wanda in this movie, by the way. All the performances in this movie are great. There are some surprise actor cameos in this movie, which kind of directly tie into the fact that this is a Sam Raimi movie. And there are also some little Easter eggs that tie into that too. And speaking of cameos, everybody knows that Professor X makes a cameo in this movie. So that's not a spoiler. That was literally in the trailer. That's been in multiple trailers. It's not a spoiler. And although it's not a spoiler, I can't really get into a lot about Professor X and who he is, who this MCU Professor X is, because that'd be a spoiler. And this is a spoiler-free review. And everybody knows that Captain Carter is in this movie too, because it was shown in the trailer. And so that's not a spoiler. And there are also some other really cool cameos in this movie that I can't really get into. So one of the cameos actually got spoiled for me by people on the internet, on YouTube. This was 3 days ago. I was just chilling on YouTube, and then I just saw it. I was like, "What's that?" Oh, and then I scrolled down, but I didn't see like the whole thumbnail, so I thought it was good. But then later, when I just wasn't being careful, I saw the whole thumbnail, and I was just like, "Okay, that's just been completely spoiled for me." And then something else got spoiled for me, but it wasn't a cameo. I actually made a video about my thoughts on people spoiling this movie. Made it two or 3 days ago. Check it out. But anyway, I thought that 3 things had actually been spoiled for... Okay, sorry, I just had like a weird moment with my brain. Anyway, I thought that 3 things had actually been spoiled for me regarding this movie 3 days ago, but it turns out that one of the spoilers I saw was fake, and that's good too. Anyway, even though some things about this movie got spoiled for me, not everything got spoiled about this movie got spoiled for me, which is good. And even having had some of the things spoiled for me, you know, they were still very intriguing to watch, and I really enjoyed them. And the multiverse is used very well in this movie, in my opinion. It's used in a fun way to really get the story going forward. The writing in this movie is really good. This movie ended like when I didn't really expect it to end. I knew this movie was 2 hours going in, but man, that felt fast. That felt fast for an MCU movie. 2 hours and 2 minutes felt fast, and that's with credits. It's like an hour and 50 minutes without credits. So when it ended, I was just like, wow. I'm really not used to watching MCU movies as short as this, especially regarding like Doctor Strange. Anyway, I didn't have a problem with it at all. And when the movie ended, I actually got mad that like we didn't get to see Doctor Strange 3 right after. I was just like, when the movie ended, I was just like, great. Now I gotta wait like 4 years to see Doctor Strange 3. I want to see it now. I was pissed that we're gonna have to wait for 3 or 4 years before seeing Doctor Strange 3. And it's gonna happen, of course, even though they haven't really announced it yet. We all know it's gonna happen. But I really want to see it now. I want to see like where these characters go. And this movie ends on kind of like a cliffhanger, by the way. A Raimi-esque cliffhanger. I'm not going to get too much into that because it's a spoiler-free review. But, I really wanted to see Doctor Strange 3 right after that. And, it took about an hour for me to just realize, okay, you need to be patient. Doctor Strange 3 will eventually come out. You need to be patient in the meantime. I know you want to see what happens next, but you need to be patient in the meantime. Yeah, speaking of this movie ending, there are two post-credit scenes, both of which are very good. One is shorter than the other. They're both fantastic. I believe the second one, I like the second one a little bit better than the first one. They're both fantastic. This movie kind of has a different tone than the first one, but like it's for the better. And this is a different director, so what do you expect? The CGI looks pretty good. The action scenes are spectacular. The pacing is like different throughout the movie. This movie starts out kind of fast and then kind of slow and then kind of fast again and then kind of slow and then kind of fast like towards the end, but it works very well. The characters are great. And a lot of the action, like I said, a lot of the action scenes are great, especially one involving music. That's not a spoiler, by the way. I can't wait for Doctor Strange 3. And I also can't wait for the MCU to expand on what it set up in this movie and future projects. And I can't... this movie isn't a horror movie, but like I said, it's got like some horror stuff in there. I like that, and I can't wait to see future horror-themed MCU movies, like MCU movies in the future with more horror elements in them. Anyway, I'm going to give this movie a 100% out of 100%, which is the equivalent of an A+. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad. I will return.